person, and the ghost is supposed to be the sick person. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm
Blair's
using
been
old
pushing it.
school
Yep.
techniques, and I will
I like
always
those.
stick by the old school techniques because they have never failed me.
And you never know how like corrupt the new stuff is. Like
Exactly. Boom.
you know,
You hit the nail on
they have
dynamite.
they have apps, and these people are running around the graveyard going, they're doing EVP sessions, but their answers are coming through the app, and the app is programmed with
Yes.
a specific amount of words, and naturally words that would be like death and scary and run and leave and go and all the things that you don't want to hear when you're at a location
Exactly.
where there's a lot of dead bodies, but
Exactly.
things that they're just programmed to. Because I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, do you want me to leave? I'll leave." Now, if you're investigating something, you don't want to leave, so you want more. You want to gain as much knowledge as you can while you're there. You know, you know, now you gotta leave. No, no, that's not that's not an answer to the question. My question be like, I'm not leaving. So, what do you got else for me? That's my question. What else you got? But I think those things are corrupt. I think that they're made generic for like entertainment.
I'm actually not comfortable exposing the stuff that I do know.
Yeah.
As regards to foreign policy and all that stuff, there's reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how long do you think it's going to take you before you finally get to get your book out? Is it you looking like 6 months to a year?
Oh man, I would say a year because I still have things that I need to add, and my writer, she needs to add what she needs to add, and maybe less than a year, but
About next time, next year, this time, roughly. You'll be
yes.
close to having it released.
Yeah,
which I
my
think is
book
great.
my book will be out next year. For sure. I'm already at the end.
Now, what about being? Now, what about going on television shows that may need advice from a real live paranormalist? Have you ever been on any shows, or do you want to be on any TV shows or anything like that?
I have worked behind the scenes of many paranormal TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you which ones, but I have been instrumental in the ways that these shows have operated all this time.
Is that because of your military background, you have that professionalism that kind of backs you up?
Yes, and I don't want to say no, but yes, for the most part.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that and not just that, but you've been affiliated with some really great people. Now do you have you ever studied like the demonologist aspect of things to help you with the
Yes.
knowledge of
Yeah, yes, I have, and I am like I have what coincide with some of the biggest demonologists in the paranormal community that you possibly fathom, And I would say yes, that those people are integrated in my spectrum.
Yeah, I think that's awesome because I know some. I might even know some of the ones that you know, like
No, I know who you're gonna say. Yeah,
you know
yeah,
some
yeah. You probably do.
you know some people, John Zaffis and let me see, James Arnito and who else have I worked with?
Keith,
Let me think.
Keith and
Yeah,
Sandra.
the Johnson brothers, Keith and oh my gosh, this is where I go.
Sandra.
Keith, and, yeah, and Sandra.
Let,
I
let
love
me
them guys.
let me
Though.
but let me just tell you that the names that you mentioned, they are very high priority.
Yeah, and I want to say Bishop Long too because he, for the longest time, had helped so many people in the field, and but they're all genuine people. Like I've met Keith and Sandra. I've met my gosh, what's his twin brother? Can't think right now. Um, well, anyways, I've met them guys. I met John quite a few times myself, but they're high profile for what they do because they're very professional and they don't slide on their knowledge. They don't let the world knock them down as far as because if I became a demonologist, nobody would believe me. You know what I'm saying? Like so and then and
Well,
just
what
having
do
them as to have the
I
backup on.
can can I can I can I kind of
Yeah,
give you a caveat?
yes, of course.
Why would they not believe you?
People are funny. I mean, you know, the first time I had an experience, I didn't dare tell anybody till I actually got to be a teenager. Then I had another one. Like, soon as I opened my mouth about the first one, I had another one, which was poltergeist activity, which it was more scary than a ghost. The ghost didn't scare me. He looked normal, like to me. The poltergeist activity was invisible. Like I said, told a lot of people this. A magazine flew over my head in the middle of the night. And I was sitting on the floor listening to the record player, and I was playing Rumors, Fleetwood Mac. I'm sure you've heard of them. And the magazine, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And not just that, so but you've been that happened. It literally scared me to death. I turned all the lights on, and the people came home and was asking like why all the lights on, and I explained, and they laughed at me because they knew this stuff happened. And years later, I went to the neighborhood of that house, and there was a graveyard near the house, so I was dumbing around in there with my friend, and the owner came out, and he was the man I babysat for, and I explained to him like, "Do you remember that night?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." And I go, "Was I like losing my mind? What was? Nope, nope. You met Grandma." And I was like, "Oh, Grandma could have been a lot nicer to me." You know what I'm saying? I'm just frightened the life out of me. Never seen anything like that. So when I tell people stuff, they don't know if it's I'm just saying it, making up stories. But well, I wouldn't want to make up a story like of paranormal activity. I think that would just be unless I'm writing a book like Stephen King or something. But no, I don't see making up stories.
Maybe that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Write a book like Stephen King.
Write a book. I don't know.
You're
Maybe
the one
one
to
day.
do it. You know that, right?
I know. Maybe one day I could write a book. But I've been on a lot of radio shows, so I've actually told my story quite a few times. But I tell it so that people can learn something from it because I don't know why it happened, and I don't know what made me so special. And I don't. So I'm the only one in my family that has any types of gifts whatsoever. But I also have like sensory gifts where I can, like, if you were in another room and I wanted a drink of water, I could thought process you into bringing me a drink of water, and you think you heard my voice saying, "Hey, would you bring me a drink of water?" Um, I don't like doing that because I'm afraid of what the balance is. Like, okay, so I can do that now. What's
No,
gonna screw up in my
yo,
life?
yo, Deborah, I can tell you right now, don't be afraid to do that. You
No.
know why? Espionage.
Oh yeah, I should. That's really funny. So now, Phil, let me see what we got. We got 10 minutes. I was wondering, like, what do you want to do moving forward? What are some things other than finishing the book? What are some things that you want for yourself? What would you like people to know more about you, or like your goal lines? What's your goal set?
My goals are to open up people that are in a paranormal community to be able to bring their mindset to the moon, and let's just see where all this stuff goes. I just want to see where all this stuff goes because it's not a binaural us between them. It is something that I feel passionately about, to where I can confidently describe I hate saying this, but you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I hope we all can get together and do our experiments and make it to where our experiments are goal oriented, meaning we all have one goal. That's my main goal.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, where can people get in touch with you? Do you have YouTube? Do you have? I know you have a bunch of social medias where you platform out. Where are some places people can get in touch with you?
Well, I only do have one form of social media platform, and that's Facebook. And I'm it's the whole government thing that I don't trust the government, what they promise. I don't trust it. But
Yeah.
my main focus is on Facebook, and
And of course, people can get a hold of me if they needed to get a hold of you or Mark, our producer.
of course,
I mean,
of
we can
course,
directly,
yeah,
we could directly connect you to Phil if you for any reason, anybody out there that's listening today, or whenever you're listening, if you do
yeah.
need Phil in his professional help, we are here to help bridge that connection.
Okay, so another thing that I want to maintain the fact that I do kind of predict how the future holds, and I use that on data across all the boards, and I just want people to know that I am looking out for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just a personal vendetta, if you will.
Right. I appreciate you coming on and sharing all your knowledge. I'd love it if you could come back on. And I'll definitely be interested in checking out the book when that comes out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm gonna send it back to you and have you sign it before I get to enjoy it. But I gotta say, that's our show for today. But Phil, you stick around. Everybody, get right into check his book. It's gonna be coming out next year, and also some of his very interesting paranormal experiences. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you.
Peace.
All right. Well, we got about 4 more minutes on this.
Okay.
And if you guys want to take and do an after show, I can pause it and get stuff going for that. So
I'll do about a half an hour. How does that sound?
Yeah, I could do a half an hour show. I don't have.
Do a half an hour. Let's do just a half an hour, Phil, because I've got to talk to my attorney later, and I just want to have a fresh mind.
All right. Well, I'll talk to. What I'll do is I'll just talk to Phil then, and then we won't have a timer, because I'll just call him direct. Okay.
All right. That sounds like a better idea.
And yeah, and then Phil can let us know anything else that's going on out there while I do some edits, because we had more and more folks join the streams, so that's good. You know, while I took in towards the end as we go along, so that's okay. Phil, we're gonna hang up here, and I'm gonna bring you back, and I'm just gonna call you direct. Okay.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. You know I love you guys. All right, Phil. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mark. I love you. You have a great night.
You too.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
I love you too, Mark.
All right. Well, let me
bye, guys.
Let me get over there, and I'll call you direct then. Okay. Hold
awesome.
on, Phil.
Thank you, Mark.
We're gonna hang up here, and then just everybody hang up, and then I'll make the call there. Okay,
right.
Phil.
All right.
All right. So, gonna hang up, and we'll call Phil Summers right back. See how get some more stuff going on here. Yep. Phil Summers. Let me give him a call. Uh-oh. But I will get him back up and running. In just a second. Happens every time we take and use all right, got you back there, Phil.
Yo.
Here we go. Now I got to switch this over on the OBS so that folks can see us. Where are we at? Teams. There. Yeah. So yeah. Tell us anything else that you'd like to take and share with us. I got every you and me. And I'm not going to do an interview per se, but you know, hey, it's up to you what you want to share with us, since you're willing to take and come in here with me. And I know Deb's got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh man, dude, there's a lot going on that you don't know, and it has to do with geopolitical. So a premise, if you will.
Yep.
A geopolitical premise, if you will. And there's a lot going on that people do not realize what is happening behind the scenes, and I have been studying it for the past like 3 years.
It's crazy. I get Jack Carey in all the time, every Wednesday with me, and we talk what's called about the web bot. Have you ever heard about the web bot with Cliff High?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff with that, and yeah, it's not all doom and gloom, all right, but
No, it's not.
there are aspects to that do come up. Yeah. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about the web bot and
Do you
Cliff
want
High?
me?
Do
Do
you
you want me to
subscribe to that? Those theories
Bro.
that he has.
Bro, I am anti-web bot.
You're anti-web bot. Okay.
I know what is going on in the world.
Okay.
I study it day in, day out. I study everything day in, day out.
Well, for me, I think it kind of combines a lot of what's going on out there with what's being shared on the net, on all the net. I mean, even the dark net, you know. So it allows a lot of things to pop up with, as far as like predictions go. Well, you know, everything goes in cycles. So that's why I kind of agree with some of the stuff that the webbot comes up with, but not everything. Is it 100% accurate? No, because it's man-made. Each programmer puts their own little things into it. So sure,
Well,
I get where you're coming from on that as well.
Let me give you a little bit of a hint, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you a little bit of a hint. 9/23. Just keep that date in mind. 9/23.
Okay, that's September the 23rd.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just keep it in your mind. I'm not gonna give you anything what's gonna happen or the details, but just keep that date in mind.
Okay. Interesting. I'll have to pass that on to Jack to see what he thinks of that as well, because he thinks a lot of stuff is going to be coming up also, especially like currency, when currency is involved. And
yes, currency is a big thing, and Bitcoin is where it's at.
I think that crypto may be not the future, but it's going to have something in there. You know that
what that something is the government's control on digital cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. My biggest problem with cryptocurrency is if they take and do the same thing that they did with just regular, you know, dollars. All right, start printing them out of thin air, or making them out of thin air. All right, without something to back it with.
Well, they're not doing just that on U.S. dollars. They're doing that on Cambodia, so many different countries, and it's not just It's not just USA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it. That now if it's an independent thing that's outside of like a government or a corporation control, maybe, but I don't see. There have been a lot of new actions uh, out there that have been put forth about that recently. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a strange thing to me, you know. But
You gotta
I
be.
also know that with the collapse of the dollar, the secrecy has to go away as well because there won't be anything to pay for the secrecy. You know,
That's where we agree.
okay, and I think that if the secrecy is gone, all right, that opens up, you know, not only for like UFO and uh, the cryptozoology side, but the other sides of paranormal as well. You know, I'm sure that remote viewers and other places and other sections of what would be considered paranormal uh, are going to be affected directly with that. You know, because
Yo, yo,
there there
yo,
there won't be
yo.
anything to stomp and squelch it out.
I'm former Air Force, right?
What's that?
I'm former Air Force.
Yep. So am I. I'm former Air Force as well.
So you know the look over here policy while there's something else going over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know the deal.
Yep. I also know that some groups uh, in the military complex are anywhere between 50 to 100 plus years ahead of us in technology. You know that as well. You've worked probably with some of that. So
For years and years, even past my contractual obligations.
mm-hmm. So that's my thing. Once that secrecy goes away, that's going to open a whole can of worms for all these other things that we need to look into, and also you know everybody needs to look into it.
Tulsi Gabbard already looked into all of it.
I like Tulsi, and I like her better now that she's not with uh, the party that she was with before. I think that she can open up and say more and do more now. I don't know if all it's all out there, but that what she can do and what she can't do. But she's released quite a bit, and so long as they keep doing that, I think that's a good thing. So what do you think about that, Phil? You there? I'd lose you. Did you get a call? Hello, Phil.
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you now. Yeah, I was asking you. So long as she keeps releasing things of that kind of nature, I think that's a good thing.
So let me tell you, everybody has been against Trump, right?
Yeah, for a lot part, yeah, and
For a lot of the part, right?
yeah, a big part, yeah.
So when Trump said there's no Epstein files or anything like that, there's nothing, it's a faux. What do you think about that?
I think that he was just trying to punk everybody, like and troll like he normally does. That's how I look at it. In the Freemasons, there's like 2 or 3 or 4 different rites. All right, and they don't all work together, and they all have different ideas of how things are supposed to work. You know, you got your Scottish rite, you got your, your, what is it? The rights, the Hospitallers and all the other groups and that, and not all of, yeah, sure, they're working for a single cause, but hey, do they all get along and do the same thing?
No,
they don't.
No.
And that's how our government is. And if you really look at it, our government was set up by Freemasons. All right,
it's not just by Freemasons. It's
right.
The whole fucking cabal, starting since Obama, and I was under Obama's administration. Yep. I literally worked within their parameters, so I know how they work, man.
Yeah.
I saw everything hand in hand, and I will tell you right now that what's going on right now, they're gonna wait. I'll tell you the whole game plan. They the whole recess, Congress recess, they're gonna hold on, and they're gonna find evidence, and they will find that all that stuff that we are talking about is gonna work out in the end.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's a problem, action, solution. That's how they do things. What is it, the Hegelian dialect?
The dialect?
Yeah, the Hegelian dialect. Problem, action, solution. They already know what's going to happen in the end. So, yeah.
They do know.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And all these people that are like Democrats, like fighting against the system, quote unquote, those people aren't gonna go no place anywhere.
No, they're not going anywhere. And if they did, you would see people leaving the country faster than they could pack their bags.
And maybe that is part of the game plan. Those people going where they need to go to just escape everything, man.
Yep.
Do you see what's going on? It's like you say potato, I say potato.
Yep. It's the same thing, just Polish and polish. All right, same thing.
Yes. Boom. You said it. You said it.
But
it's right?
It's a shell game in the end. Yes.
Bro, we can go on this all day, and I can guarantee goddamn to you.
Yeah. But have you done any investigations lately?
Yes, I did. I have gone to the Omar Temple Shriners Temple in North Charleston, South Carolina, and oh my God, that place is riddled with paranormal activity.
Yeah.
And it's not like anything like oh, I can't verify that's paranormal activity. No. People are going to go over there and say, yeah, that place is fucking haunted.
Yeah, we're not on radio, so our language isn't regulated right now. Yeah, and I cut us off of a few platforms that might say something. So, but that's fine.
Yeah, hey, did you agree with a lot of stuff that I said when I was on Deborah's show?
Yeah, and even when you were on Nancy's show.
Yeah, even when I was on Nancy's show. Holy shit! I knew you were the one.
I produced Nancy's
you're the
show.
Cabal. You're the Cabal.
I'm the Cabal now.
You are the Cabal, man. You're a gangster.
A paranormal gangster, huh?
Yeah. You are a paranormal gangster for sure, and I'm not gonna back down on that.
Well, I got away from a lot of that, right? I still do. I still have a lot of show. Well, I still have two shows that kind of three that kind of deal with it from time to time. Debbi doesn't do it all the time.
But you have to protect her because she is the OG of OGs.
Yeah.
And you have to protect her.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, protect her.
Absolutely. I mean, I've produced Debbi for probably 17 out of my 18 plus years on streaming and radio and things like that. So, yeah. The only person I haven't had back yet, and I'm sure she will eventually come back to me if I have a slot, would be Letriana Brown. I used to produce her show too.
Fuck her. Dude, I am literally giving my middle finger to that name. Fuck her.
Yeah, Lee Brown, she's a great person. I miss her.
No, she's not a great person.
She's not?
No, she's not.
Uh-oh.
I have people who will
Who will what? Oh, who were there?
Yeah, I was there, dude. Oh. I was there.
Okay.
She is a bitch.
Oh my.
She's just nothing but a troglodyte to the paranormal. That's what she is.
When I started delving more into the conspiracy side and doing more news stuff, that's when she started to move away from me because of that. And she tried to say that her husband Matt was getting in trouble and that because we were talking about things that hurt his career. I'm like, first of all, you're a civilian, and if they're doing that against your husband and that, and it's not him coming on the show and it's you can sue the government for that, because they they can't they cannot even you and I know when we were married, when I was married in the service. I don't know if you were married when you were in, but our wives don't have the same, they don't follow the UCMJ and that crap that we had to.
They don't.
All right, like, and if they follow, the rules that are, outside the base, like everybody else. We were the indentured servants, and that was my big thing with doing that.
let me tell you that the whole ghost aspect of the paranormal. I'm hiccuping.
Sorry.
The whole ghost aspect of the paranormal when it comes to recent paranormal activity, it's the narrative that they all want to just get ahead.
Yeah. It's
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I've noticed that for years and years, and that's another reason why I had to kind of step away from like the psychics and, the ghost hunters because of the egos. I mean, we're right and they're wrong. I'm like, yeah, when did this become a black and white, a scientific, discussion where you can prove it mathematically and show it on every time as a regular occurrence. You can't.
Let me ask.
I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not saying that there aren't things to psychics. All right, because hey. Everybody has psychic abilities, and I can do remote viewing, and I taught myself how to do that, and some past life regression type stuff. But I don't buy the idea of talking to Grandma or Aunt Susie that passed away. I just don't buy that. I never did.
Mark.
Yeah.
Have you ever, in my tenure, heard me talk about what you have just described in my time doing your radio shows?
No, I haven't.
Exactly.
You always go for let's try to find evidence of why is this anomaly happening, and try to explain it from there. And sometimes you can find loose wiring or a board that wasn't nailed down right to disprove some things. And there's other times when hey, it's just out there, you're not going to take and prove it right now. And that's why I always said I think a lot of most of paranormal folks, whether they're in looking for ghosts, doing alien type stuff, UFOs, they all have similar type equipment. The one thing that I realized not long ago was the paranormalists stopped using for the ghost side Geiger counters, and I always wondered why. Because could you I always feel that when you see these orbs and things like that, that's a form of radiation or energy that would be picked up by maybe a Geiger counter or something like that. Now we all know that the K2 picks up energy spikes that are real fine as well, but whatever happened to like the Geiger counters? When was the last time you ever heard of a group using a Geiger counter?
I can tell you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because the main technology is geared towards AI, not the old school. I can tell you. I guess 12587 Radio Shack hack. Just for example.
I get it. Yeah.
They are not geared towards that.
But these devices could incorporate those frequencies and energy type deals too, though. Could they not? With new devices, if they really wanted to take. But has anybody really done anything like that?
No.
And why?
Because
I used to talk to. I can't think of what his name is now, but he used to make a lot of paranormal type equipment, and I'm like, have you guys ever, took a speaker and made from a 25 or 30-inch speaker all the way down to maybe a 1-inch speaker in a cone, hook them up, and use them like a microphone, sit it in a room, and record it. It's just to see. I guarantee you will.
Well, I exists. Everything exists, but there is a cabal of people who regulates what goes in and what goes out.
I believe that. I truly believe that.
And I can give you receipts, man. I can give you receipts.
I just can't remember the guy's name. I know this guy, he used to do like movie type stuff. He'd make what was it? Proton packs from like the Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and but he also used to do and make all sorts of paranormal type equipment on. That was like his thing that he did on the side, and
So let me ask you, Mark. What is your end game in the paranormal? What is your end game? I want to know what your end game is.
Mine is to see when all of these groups will start saying, hey, you got something over there that works here. Hey, what are you doing over there in the UFO community? Or what are you doing over there in the ghost hunter community that we're using for the same tools? And let's work together to see if it doesn't come from a similar or a same source. Because some folks can look at like shadow people and shadow animals and things like that as interdimensional. All right, and I kind of agree with them on that. Maybe they're just on the other side of the veil, and when I say veil, that's the membrane between our dimension and theirs. All right, and that's just how they look when you take and peer at the veil, because it's kind of a curtain that obfuscates or changes the appearance of what's actually on the other side. I've seen all sorts of stuff when I was in the military, before I was in the military,
what military aspect were you in?
I was in services, but I also worked in the missile field, so I got to see all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
up in the.
Tell me, Air Force.
Huh?
Air Force.
Yeah, I worked TAC, MAC, SAC, Southcom, CENTCOM.
Okay.
I worked all over. 15 years. I was in for 15 years.
Most people in the world would not understand what you just mentioned.
Yeah, those are just commands. Acronyms.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Regional commands basically SAC was Strategic Air Command. TAC was Tactical Air Command. Southcom was Southern Command. That's when I was in Panama. and
what's happening in Panama now? What's happening in Panama now? Tell me.
Well, the Chinese are in there, but the Chinese have been in there even way before all of that, too. See, the Chinese...
They've been ousted.
Well, they'll never truly be ousted out of there, all right? Because, yeah, I was stationed at Howard Air Force Base, which was right in the... You know, and Howard was right there in the canal, along with, what was it, Albrook Air Force Station. That's where I was at because I worked at the Inter-American Air Forces Academy at Albrook for a while. And I mean, Panama was something else. That's where it
was another animal.
Well, yeah, it was. And when I was there, I also, when I was married to my first wife, I had an experience with the chupacabra in Panama City. Yeah. So, that's how I got into kind of the cryptid side a little bit more than, the spirit side. Now, when I got a little bit more into the spirit side when I was like out in the missile field in Missouri, not Missouri. It's Misery there out in the missile field.
No, literally it is Misery.
Misery, yeah, and they teach their kids how to learn the alphabet by going down the road because it's A A B B C C D D, for their rural routes. But yeah, that was just a joke that we used to say when we were out there. I'm like, oh yeah, but yeah, and everybody knows when you're out in the missile field, you deal with the haunted silos, the haunted, the haunted flight line, the haunted whatever. And then on top of that, if you're out in the missile field and you're looking up in the sky, you're seeing all sorts of strange lights a lot of times, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Russian bear flying over us today, and I'm like,
yeah,
it was a regular occurrence when I was in. I get it. Because when I was in there, it was like mid '90s, out in the missile field, and then and then I got. When I got sent to Greece, a lot more UFO type stuff, and very much into the Strigera over there, because there's a lot of spirituality in spirit sites. I got to go to, I've been all over Greece. I did trips and tours over there. So,
I believe you, man.
I've been to Delphi, Athens. You fly into Athens when you go into Greece. The base I was at is no longer there, and we were a NATO base. So that was probably turned over to another country after we left. So, but, oh yeah, and then don't forget, the Turks might buzz you too, if you're in Greece, because the Greeks and the Turks hate each other.
Hey,
yeah.
When I say bring them the fuck on, man, bring them the fuck on, because I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I will bring them all along.
But it's like, well, when we were in mid '90s, late '80s, things were a lot different.
They were.
The military, the Air Force, the Air Force. I was so glad when I got out of the Air Force, even though it was really rough transition. but I was so glad to get out because they all this quality and what is it, the well, DEI crap that was forced on us.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, I got out just before that stuff really got involved, and thank God for that.
Not gonna lie, I did too.
I was so happy when I got out because, it wasn't the military that I was in, that I was used to, and I wanted to serve in. It was a total different monster, and it was a monster. It was
what branch were you in?
Oh, Air Force, like you.
So you understand me, and I understand you.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we have our own radio podcast, man? Why don't we do this, man?
We could probably do a veterans podcast one of these days if you want to take and do something like that with me.
Hell yeah, dude! I would love to do that.
I think that would be kind of cool, Phil. Let's we can talk about that here and maybe get that set up later on. Right now, I got a lot on my plate, and I don't have a lot of time because with visitation with my kids and things like that is very important to me, and I have them all the whole month of July. And it's yeah.
But on the same route, I would love for me and you to do podcasts on one specific date, and I will make that date basically my day where I could do whatever I want. And
yeah, sounds good to me. I'm all for it.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, I'm also going to revive my old show, Cafe Enigma. I remember, and you were on it a few times too in the past.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my old show was called Cafe Enigma. That was my old show, and I'm going to revive that through a new host, and his name is Roger Hansen. Roger's been restreaming us for quite a while now. Today.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Right
and yeah. See, I like the production side. I really don't like hosting anymore. And but I don't mind. When we get into after show, getting into talks like we're doing now. If we want to just come in here and do, a podcast or something like that when we're all free in it. I'm all for it. Let's do it,
Bro, like my main thing right now is basically trying to establish the links of all geopolitics, all that stuff, and
well, you know what? I got another veteran who works with me, does shows too. I can probably reel him in as well, and that's Jack Carey. He was a Navy guy.
Hell yeah, and I'm Air Force.
Yeah, and we could probably get David Campione, who was Coast Guard and during Vietnam, and he took live fire over there in Nam. So yeah. So when it comes to like veterans and things like that, if we want to do a show like that, I have some folks that we could probably pull in and do a great, and we can incorporate. Hey, back in the day, I was stationed at this base and I had all these weird shit things happen to me. I'm like,
it doesn't even have to deal with
Yeah, but we could do stories like that too, and bring in folks that, hey, remember that one night we saw that
awesome.
airman at the end of the at the end of the flight line, and the plane came in and he vanished.
I like that, man. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I kind of wish J.C. Johnson was still alive too, because J.C. was a vet as well, and he would talk about, where the military would see like Bigfoot and reptilians fighting it out. I'm like, you would think instead of reptilians, Bigfoot and Dogman getting it on,
Bro, dude, I'm not even like bluffing you. That shit actually did happen.
Oh, I know it did, and you can tell these things happen because they came from folks who were there and were vetted, because, hey, I don't believe everybody that was in the service, but, I'll believe them over, someone just off the street that I don't know, because there is some vetting there, same with the police officer. Oh, well, I saw this flying whatever it was, and it kind of flew over my squad car and then disappeared, or it scraped up against a windshield and did all sorts of crazy crap to the car, and I was shitless, and I woke up like 6 hours later, and they were wondering what the hell happened to me. I'm like, yeah, that's what. Yeah, and hey, if we can get folks to come in and hang out and talk about stuff like that while we're on, by all means, let's do it. These Navy guys, man, they got stories too. It's not just the stuff up in the sky. There's monsters in the water that we don't even know about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I will collaborate their evidence of what they know.
Yeah, and there was I used to have Lee from Paranormal Divers come in with me every now and then, and he would talk about, going into like these old shipwrecks, and they would have sound equipment, and they would pick up EVP from shipwrecks under the water. It was amazing, some of the stuff that went on with that. Yeah, those were old shows. I did that under Cafe Enigma, but hey, if we do get that, when that does come back up again, I'll make sure that you're added into that. Roger Hansen and probably Sonia Galactic will be like a co-host over there, and it'll be set up like it used to. We'll have a panel of people who know and don't know, and talk about and discuss stuff like this.
Let's do it, man. I'm down. I'm 100% down.
Yeah. Because I tell you what, you don't hear, well, a lot of, I follow the cycles,
That's what I do.
I follow the cycles. Right now, it's, but one cycle in the paranormal will never go away. And we all know what that is. And that's conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy never, ever gets old. It gets pushed aside until like a headline comes up and, so-and-so disappeared and, under strange circumstances. Let's send a team out. Or, there were lights seen in the sky over here. And
dude, I can also give insights on even that.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing, I mean, you're kind of like Baz, all right? You're very flexible. You know who I'm talking about, Baz.
Yep.
All right. And he does it all too. You know, he gets into like the nitty gritty of going back and doing the ancient alien thing. You know, hey, I'm sure if we've been visited, we haven't been visited since yesterday. We've been visited for a long, long time. You know, they got to keep track of their creations and their harvest, I guess. Some people would say, but you know, that's how I get into a lot of different areas with it. I can't be just putting. I have folks that do it all and know a lot about it all too. You know, it's not just, you know.
Dude, I've got more information than you could possibly imagine, and when it comes time, I'm gonna exploit it all.
Yeah, there you go. Because you know what? We're coming out of the Kali Yuga. Or going into it.
Not only that,
yeah.
What's left for me to lose?
True. Some people will say, gotta wait a little longer. The money hasn't completely dried up yet, you know? But, you know, we've been doing this for quite a while. 18 years I've been doing radio shows with, connections to paranormal. Even my comedy show that I did on Para X originally was called Paranormal Parodies. And
Mother F Para X.
Yeah. Our good old buddy Dave Jones used to be at the helm. Yeah.
Yeah, you know why I hate that show.
Well, that network. Yeah.
That network, yeah. You know what?
Well, you're not the only one that got kind of screwed over with them too. So, yeah, I got kind of messed over with them as well. But I don't like to talk about networks that they're still around, but they're under different management. So maybe they've turned some things around for them. If that's so, good for them.
No, there's. I get it.
Yeah. But
dude, the OGs of OGs, when it came to people exposing these companies that were the main people that were manipulating the media,
mm-hmm.
Those people, yeah, they were a part of it.
Yeah, I believe they're part of that group. Yeah. Just and give you a little insight too. That's why Jack is no longer with Gaia.
Not just that. There's other people involved in that media that will not be a part of anything that happens this point forward.
Yeah. There were a lot of good people over there too, and
there were. I agree.
I still remember. Was it EW from the Electric Wizard? He did a show called Paranormal.
Yeah.
Well, he has a station that I go out of Sunday and Monday called TMV Cafe live. I've been with him ever since we left Para X. He called me up and said, "Hey, I got a slot for you." I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
Have you ever heard of Live Paranormal?
Live Paranormal. Yep.
So I was a part of that network, and they were the one true. They were the creme de la creme of paranormal media.
Yeah. I used to work a little bit with Scotty Rourke as well for a while.
Oh yeah, I love him.
You know, Z Talk.
Yeah,
I
love him, man.
Yeah, Scotty's a up guy, stand up guy. I like Scotty. I just I don't know. Things are a lot different than they used to be over there. So my ties with them were through Lee Triana.
Yo.
So that says a lot, right?
No. What do you think
Just
about
her?
I don't want to tell you my thoughts unless you tell me yours.
Well, I never had a problem with it. It was like that was kind of her buddy, and she wanted to be on his network. And the deal I made with them is, so long as they took all the shows that I do, I have no problem with it.
Boom.
I won't do.
Boom. That is it right there. That's. I'm sorry you have to talk to her.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah, because I'm an all or nothing guy. The only station that I will cut out one show for, because I've been with them for so long, and they don't have a time slot for Nancy's show, and that slot was an hour and a half long slot that turned into a 2-hour slot, but someone else is in that slot, and that's at TMV Cafe. That's the only radio station that I go through that don't take all of my programs.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Nancy Paletta?
Yep, Nancy Planeta.
She is a good woman.
Oh, I love Nancy. I mean, I've worked with Nancy back when we were on Para X. She was on a show that I did called Quantum Alliance that we did there. It was a psychic only type of show. Yep. That goes back. I'm surprised I remember going back that far.
Let me tell you something. Nancy
is the bomb.
She is the one media outlet you could trust that can be in the parameters of just everything's off the board.
Yeah, and
she's the one person.
It's and the nice thing about Nancy too is it doesn't matter if you're conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, race, religion, creed, whatever. It's all cool with her, and that's
exactly,
and it works, and it's fluent, and she brings in great people like you. We've had Peter Robbins on, and
wait. You said me, right?
Yeah, like you.
Do you remember that show?
Of course, I produced it.
Okay, so anything I ever said, do you discredit it?
No, I go right along with what you're saying. There's very few people that I'll be like, hey, I don't agree with this. I'm like, and it'll usually be somebody like a psychic in there, like, oh, we're talking to Grandma today. I'm like, no, you're not. You just think you are.
Bro, I know. Dude, I am former military. I see all these media cooperations. I see it all.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'll say this, okay? I trust a web bot over a psychic.
I don't trust psychics either.
Okay? And you know, this is coming from a psychic himself, all right? I can do it. All right? But that's not my thing. All right? My thing is to get folks like, you know, my hosts out there, talk to people like you, you know, on the after show, you know, make things happen so that other people will be informed. You know, like our folks listening in all these chats. And we got, you know, quite a few chats still up, too. I've only taken Facebook and, what was it, YouTube and a couple other sites down, but most of the other sites like Kicks, we got folks in Kick listening to us. Yeah.
Okay. Disregarding all that, do you agree that people like me basically give the world what they need to know as regard to the Middle East, to Israel, and many different aspects of that area?
I think that we all give out information that someone out there who's listening in needs to hear. And that's the main, and I believe that that is like one of the main reasons folks will either tune into us on a video stream or even on the radio, because they know what's out there, but they need something to confirm, or even you know, wow, you know, that's a different side of the coin. I didn't think of it like that. Like you know, when people hear Jordan Maxwell.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Full stop. What if I am that medium that is the way for people in the east, or no, west? What if those people, I can give them a medium to where they can all understand it with no bias?
I think there's a good probability and possibility that that happens for a lot of folks. I don't know if it happens for all folks, though. And I don't know, you know, it's just, get back to Nancy, okay? Because Nancy will tell you about frequency and, you know, vibration, you know.
I don't want to hear the words frequency or vibrations ever again. Because that is a lazy way to describe what's going on in the world. That is a lazy way. Okay, so with me telling you that, what else is next?
Well, Phil, I know you could do a show real easy by yourself, and a lot of folks will tune in and listen. But you know, if you're talking about the population in general, you know, whether they didn't have to tune in or not, and they heard your voice like the voice of God, I don't know if you know everybody will understand or even go along with it. You know, because discussion, especially like paranormal discussion, is kind of like eating food. All right. All right.
That is a caveat, man.
Huh?
That's a caveat.
Okay. Well, you know, you get UFO. That's your one side. You got this another side. You got that another side, and then, well, you know, the whole meal together might be really good, but you might not like the carrots. You know.
What if I am prepared for everything that comes my way?
Man, I wish Nancy was here right now. I think that
That is a question. That is what I was hoping you would say. You literally, you are on the cusp of what I was hoping she would say.
yeah. And she would go, I think she would start out with, well.
Exactly.
Well.
You know. So let me ask you this. Are you a proponent of what's going on in the world around us?
Meaning? Am I active in...
Meaning exactly what it said.
Okay. Well, I'm not for all the things that are going on now, that are going on in this country, but I think that we're taking a step forward to getting them done the way they should been. All right?
Okay, I agree with that. 100%, 1,000%, I agree with that.
But I also think that, you know, no one's perfect. No, and I think, and I also feel that no matter who is at the top, they're going to be compromised by something or someone or some group. In order to get to the top, you have to do certain things to do that, and it's not just being elected. And we all know that most of the presidents we've had, even in the past, were part of secret organizations like Skull and Bones. So, you know, and the good old boys take care of each other. So, you know, what part of this are we looking at? You know, like I was telling you earlier, are we looking at the Scottish Rite side or the Hospitallers, or are we looking at, you know, one of these other factions within that same within our government, similar to, you know, what the Freemasons have, you know? And don't forget the Shriners too, you know. You got the old guys, and they're, you know, they're going to tell the young guys how it is and how it was. I'm pretty sure that you agree, you know, that there is a hierarchy and things are not always, you know, they're out front, but they're so up front that we can't see them because they're so close. They're out of focus. What do you think of that? You still there, Phil?
I am here. I'm here.
What'd you think of that?
Say it one more time so I can kind of digest it, because that was pretty profound.
Okay. Everything and everyone that's ever made it to the top has been compromised in some form in order to get to the top. All right? Now, which side is in charge? Are we taking Cthulhu, the lesser of the evils, or the greater of the evils. That's what, when this is all said and done, we'll have to, in history, that's what's going to be written, and where will we go from there? Will that take us to the next Star Trek life that folks want to take and be a part of, like Brian saying, and folks like him are trying to usher in?
Okay. All right. You want me to go there?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we have a sect of people that align with, you know what party I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. You know what party I'm talking about. But in the end, I don't think even that party is going to be responsible for the decline of the natural human species as we know it.
I don't believe that either. I think when it comes to the parties of this country, I think it's a very, let's say, maybe we have a third control, okay, over the world, all right? Maybe, all right? But what I'm thinking may happen is something catastrophic. And it may have to do with money. It may have to do with a real invasion. It may have to do with, death from above, like something like that, or even a hoax, like Project Bluebeam. All right, and to me, I think they may all be tied together, and all may happen at the same time. And if that's the case, well, what can you and I do but, open other folks' eyes up and, hey, we've been talking about, not so much, well, yeah, disclosure. Yeah, disclosure is not just for UFOs. It's also disclosure of
everything above the board.
Everything that's unseen, unknown, or haven't been talked about.
Boom. You hit the nail on the head.
Or unwilling to talk about. All right? Unwilling. And then we'll see who the true masters are. I don't know how much you've done with Jordan Maxwell or even Paul Wallace, and read into or even watched any of their shows or read books from them, but they bring up a lot of great information about what's coming and what's already here.
Let's get it. All right, let's get it.
All right.
So,
well, Roger's in the kick chat right now. Hey, Roger. Roger says everyone dresses the same, talks about the same things, and nobody is allowed to dissent. Yeah, you got to tote the rope in certain places and things. Yep. Even on platforms, hey, there's the terms of service. That's toting the rope. Whether it's something you agree on or something you disagree on, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's all about a control or or a compromise so that either you don't get in trouble. Well, it's not so you don't get in trouble. It's so they don't get in trouble.
Yo, if it comes down to it, I get in trouble, you get in trouble, these people doing their little comments, they get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the signs, I know how it goes. And just give me a question that you have where I can answer it and give you a answer that all your constituents agree with.
Yeah. But that's fine locally, all right? Or in the group that we're with, all right? But the only way that really changes the world is with a gigantic movement, all right? Is it time? I'm sure there's time for a lot of things.
No.
You know? Or do we wait a little longer until that money dries up?
No, it's time now. It's time now. Now.
That's why I've been doing the types of shows, whether it's news, whether it's paranormal, whether it's conspiracy, whether it's whatever, I like to do shows that go against the grain. And some platforms don't like that. I've been silenced, on a few. We shadow banned on others, and good to go on some of them, But, hey. There's always you always have pioneers.
Do you want to know the idea of what your constituents identify with?
Sure.
Okay, now ask me a question around that, and I will give you the answer.
Our constituents are our listeners, and
your listeners. Yeah,
are the listeners, and the patrons who come to us to take and expand our numbers to get it out to even more folks. I don't charge for shows. Okay.
I do not charge.
I don't ask for there's very few shows that I've ever even let in show advertising too, but that it just depends on the type of show that it is, and what they're trying to take and sell, or what services that's being offered. But it's how can we get it so that we can expand more and more? Because I'd like to blow up all the video platforms like I've had with the audio platforms. And I haven't been on the video platforms as long, but I'd really like to get them up a lot better than what we are right now. Into where I would be at with AM and FM radio. How can we get those numbers up, Phil?
Allow whoever listens to your network to just ask the questions that they want to ask, and I will answer to my ability the best I can when it comes to just things that they don't see in the media.
I agree. I do take questions while we're on air for the hosts, and even during this time as well. When we're doing like an after show, and I'm not really doing anything but editing and talking to you or whoever would be on the after show with us. And same goes with pre-shows. That's those. But during when we're on air, like it's difficult to take and always get, if you got like 10 or 15 chats, okay, someone to pass on, a question to the host. It's not always easy, and it's not like we're at a major station that has a call center that's ran by a separate person, a tech person who's making sure that they're all connected, and your stream and your broadcaster is all working. That's shooting out the signal out the antenna as well, and your producer in there making sure that all the dials and everybody's connected properly from there as well. I do it all. I'm doing all that. From my end.
Hey, can I speak?
Yeah, go.
So, I don't have anybody on my end that is a cabal of people that are designating my just basically I don't have anybody really designating anything when it comes to me. Now, what is the implications of you on your net?
See, my goal is on every show and every stream that I do that's live to have 30,000 plus listeners on each platform. Plus 30,000 or to 40,000 plus. That's my goal. Because that's an AM radio station's lowest and average listenership for the times a day, and that's what you would get for an hour show.
Now let's get that to a point where those constituents are accountable.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you have
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
do it. I don't care what their experiences are. I will give you everything you need to know on my end.
Well, you're always welcome in with us, no matter where we're at. Nancy has a round table, so you can always come in with us on Nancy's show. And when I take and have other round tables, I'll have you in on those too. Like Jack, he's only an hour show, so it's hard to fit a round table in on that. So he does his show more like an editorial news show.
Can we try?
We can. I will talk. I'll talk to Jack about getting you in on his show too, and Roger was in the chat. I think he wants to have you in sometime doing his podcast as well. So, no, I want to get you out, and I want you part of the family here too with Dreagus Productions. So yeah, let's do this.
I'm completely a part of the family. Anything you need, I got you.
Yeah. And Nancy's show is always on Wednesday night, but we also know that not everybody can make it to the group because hey, it's at a time and on a day where people are busy. So, but everybody's welcome in there. That's the nice thing about the Vixen's Vault. But we kind of changed it for when we're with her show now. It's the Legion of Chaos, because sometimes she gets so off topic that it's chaos instead of the vault.
Well, I got you, and I'm down for it. And anything you got, I will.
Wow.
I will give my insight. And basically, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all in availability, and I understand that not everybody is always available. Even me, I have to be there, but sometimes it gets tight getting in and getting everybody on. But I make it happen because that's what I do.
All right. Well.
All right. But I'll send you Roger's info here in a little bit, and maybe we can get you on some other shows too that are kind of affiliated with us. Not so much affiliated, but associated with us. Now, Roger is part of the Nancy's crew, and he restreams a lot of my my content as well. We had DK Spiracy down in he's in New Zealand, not Australia, New Zealand, and he's been listening to us too as well. So and he does streams, but he's a little on the rough. He's a little edgy, but hey, they do things different down there than we do up here. That's all.
Yeah, man. No harm, no foul.
Right.
And
they have different rules to follow, and compared to what I do, but
I will help you. You help me.
Yeah.
And touche.
Sounds good. Well, Phil, I'm going to take and finish editing up here, and then I'll get this posted up and out later on today. But it's been really great hanging out with you. I'm sorry Debbi couldn't stick around longer. She normally sticks around after her shows when she can, but she's got a lot of stuff going on, as we all know. And
let me tell you, Desi is a absolute soldier. She will give you the news, and she's just a cream de la creme.
Yeah, I remember when I first took over the Vixen's Vault producing her the first time. I was like, man, what a great show, and what a great ride this is going to be. And even though she left me for a little while, went to one of the other networks, she came back. And all my hosts have done that here and there at times, but they know with me they're always going to be good to go. And I understand some platforms you can monetize on. Others like me, unless you go out and want to take and do it monetize yourself directly, then there's a little bit more footwork involved, but it's not going to be automatic.
So when it comes to me, I just want people to recognize that there are individuals that they stick around, and I just want to be part of people that stick around. And that's my goal.
Well, one thing you'll find out is all the folks that are with me and that have ever been with me are very loyal. And even Lee Triana has been loyal. You know, she was very loyal with me till the very end. But you know, hey, we all have things that we want to do that are different, and you know, new horizons for everybody. You know, that you can't take that away if you know someone wants to take and look for something better, or they think the grass is greener. That's fine. That's what it's about. Find it. You know, go for it. You know.
Well, about me is I am military oriented, and I am purely. I just want people to recognize people that were involved in the military.
Yep. Well, you know, most of the folks, you know, even you know, Raphael, he was Marine. Nancy's hubby. So. Yep.
Exactly. So you know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. But like I said, I need to start finishing up on editing, and I need to take and either host out on some of these other platforms, or so I can get the resources to finish this up, and we can take and. But it's been really great talking to you. I can't believe we've been on an hour and a half after Deb's show.
Dude,
I didn't even realize how long we were on. I'm surprised my kids haven't tapped me on the shoulder. Dad, it's time for food.
I got so much more, and we have been on so long, and I can go on even longer.
Yeah, that's great. And you know, maybe when we take and get this all set up and done, it could be a 2-hour show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Let's end it with that, and peace out.
Yep. All right. You take it easy. Thanks. Appreciate each and every one of you over there. Kick, I'm going to keep you guys up, and D Live, got it there. Beam, all our folks over on Beam. I'm going to get Twitch going back again, so that we can get this all set up. Let's see here. What else do I need to get? Yeah. Got it there? Oh, there it is. Facebook. Beam. Thank you all for listening in on Facebook. Nemo TV, appreciate each and every one of you over there.